somebody finally told the truth when it comes to the Indiana Fever. And it wasn't from Amber Cox. It wasn't from Kelly Krauskopf. It wasn't from Stephanie White. It came in the form of ABC broadcaster, sideline reporter, Holly Rowe. And she said something that was late in, about midway through the fourth quarter, that I immediately noticed. I'm like, what? She said, what? And I did glaze upon it or gloss over it in the Sunday Night Heat Live tonight. And thank y'all for jumping on board with myself and Ben Daniel. But what we saw and what we heard, if you didn't hear it, I'm going to play it for you so it can refresh your memory. And then we can talk about this situation. Before we jump on board, welcome back everyone to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. As mentioned, I did discuss this a little bit on Sunday Night Heat, but I wanted to dedicate a video to it specifically. So I think it needs to be talked about. Because this information didn't come out of anywhere. It didn't come out of thin air. So I'm going to play it for you, and then we can have this chit chat about it. So take a listen here. I have it in the background. I don't have the screen on. I don't want it to get pulled down or demonetized. So this is the audio.
Caitlin Clark, of course, out today for her 13th game this season. We do have some updates. You know, she did see a specialist last week. No additional injury was found in that exam and scan. But Stephanie White did tell us that they will be even more cautious with their approach to her return to play this time. Last time when she came back after injury, she didn't get any practice time, any opportunity to ramp up her conditioning. So this time they are going to make sure that she has time in practices to get rhythm and timing with her teammates. As you look at their schedule, the third week in August provides a few more practice days where that seems like it's realistic. And while she does remain day-to-day, that seems like a better timetable for a possible Caitlin Clark return, because they have said we will be even more cautious this time, and practice ramp-up is going to be essential.
Yeah.
So you heard that. I want to specifically point out to the fact that this is something that I talked about for 2 months already when she was brought back too soon. Both of these first two injuries. Realistically, she never started the season, but brought back too soon after she restrained her quad. Brought back too soon after she pulled her groin. And now we're having this conversation again. Where last week, even this week, but last week it was, it's day to day. She's questionable on Wednesday. Then 2 hours before the game, she's out. Then they have the All-Star break. And she's at all the events, doing whatever she does. Clearly, there's no rest there. Then that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't know what she was doing for therapy. I'm sure they were doing something, but she wasn't getting rest, per se. Then you go into this week. They play that game on Monday where Stephanie White is vague once again. And it was a Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. Whatever day it was, where she says, we're not going to comment. They're not going to comment further, blah, blah, blah. Because today is now, what day is today? Today is Sunday. I lost track of the days. My bad, folks. I'm talking about this past Monday. Monday, that was away. So Monday of last week, you go on that song and dance about day to day. We all know she's not day to day. Continue the rhetoric, continue the narrative, because they want to keep people coming to games. And now you're sitting here, and she goes to a specialist. Why did she go to a specialist? Still don't know why she went to a specialist. She pulled her groin. It's like, this isn't some earth-shattering injury. She pulled her groin. The best treatment for a groin pull is rest. They're not doing that. She hasn't done that. And now you have Holly Rowe in a broadcast. Remember I said end of August? End of August? At best? End of August. And Holly Rowe, in that little thing she did there, told you third week of August. That puts her on a date of August 22nd because they play the 17th and then they play the 22nd. They have 4 days in between games for which they can practice. Does that mean that Caitlin Clark won't be practicing before then? I don't know. But at the very least, this time you're going to have her actually practice. This is a woman who's missed 5 weeks of the season, around a week and a half. Dropping a week and a half of basketball, and she's missed another, number of weeks. So you have a player that's not in shape, who's forced to do so very much for this team, who is high leverage, high usage, high everything, runs the offense, and she's never gotten healthy. And you have Holly Rowe just told you, 3rd week of August. Why can't the Indiana Fever tell you that? Why? You think this information came out of thin air? You think that Holly Rowe made this up? No. She was told this by someone or people within the Indiana Fever organization. So the question that I ask and pose once again is, why have you, the franchise, not spoken about this? Why have you, the franchise, not been forthcoming and transparent with the situation? Instead, you play a game. You make people think, oh, maybe she'll be back. Maybe she'll be back. For the people that will believe it, I won't believe it. But there are people that would believe it and have tickets and want to go to games and all that stuff and want to see her play. Well, you're lying to them. You've been lying to them. And Holly Rowe just exposed the entire country, the entire world, that Caitlin Clark won't be back for probably 3 more weeks. Around at least 3 more weeks. Because she has to be in shape. She's not been in shape either time she's come back. They gave her no chance to practice. They just threw her ass back out there, which I said they were doing, which I was against. How she magically went from one day, she hasn't practiced, the next day she's back on the court. Like, no, that's not how it works. They literally ease you back in, and the easing you back in is by actually having real practice, having real conditioning in practice. It's not minutes restrictions. You don't have a star player with minutes restrictions. It doesn't work that way. What you have is you have a player who's back to the game, in shape, ready to play her normal role. Otherwise, you're hurting her game. Notice that every time Clark seemed to be flowing, she got pulled. And I know her shot wasn't going down, but the way she was flowing, the way the offense was flowing, and then she gets pulled. So, for those ridiculous minutes restrictions. So, yeah, what you just heard from Holly Rowe is, yeah, she's hurt. She went for a specialist, which she shouldn't have needed to, because the only reason you would think that she could have hurt herself more is because she's not doing the thing that she needs to be doing more than anything. That's resting. That rest is important. And if you don't do it, injuries are going to get worse. So here we are. And Holly Rowe announces this on a broadcast. I can only imagine what's going on in the Fever front office right now, listening that they just heard this come across a broadcast. You just told everybody, look, Caitlin ain't going to be here for 10 games. They're 14-12. That would leave them 14-12, 26 games. They have 16 games left. No, they have 18 games left. It would have her missing, from my count. Let me see. It would have her missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more games. And that would leave her with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 more games. Yeah, I believe it was like 8 or 9. How can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, she'll be missing 9 more games. So she'd have 9 more games when she comes back. 8 more, what was it? 9 more games when she comes back. So that's what we're looking at right now. That's best case scenario situation here. Is that she continues to progress, but that you actually allow her to rest. You don't allow her. You make her rest. You say, look, you can't be on the court. Like, this isn't even a discussion anymore. This is, You need to sit your ass down, and when you're ready, we will bring you back into practice, and you're going to get in shape before you see the court again. That's what it is. Next game is Wednesday. The game after is Friday. But then they're going to continue the charade of, oh, she's still listed as day to day. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. So the report is they're going to make her practice and get in shape, but then she's still day to day. She's not day to day, people. She's not day to day. Indiana keeps lying. Stephanie White keeps lying. Amber Cox, they're lying. They're not telling the truth. Holly Rowe just exposed them for the lies they've been spitting for weeks. She's done for at least till the end of the month, till a week to go in the month. That's what she's done till. We'll see what happens. And if they're not in playoff position after these next 9 games that she should miss, based on those comments, I wouldn't even bring her back. I'm not bringing her back to be an A seed, to fight for an A seed. That's not worth it. They'll get smoked by Minnesota. So that's where it is right now, man. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Did you notice that or pick up on that during the game? Because when I heard, I was like, oh, whoa. Got some truth coming out here. Nonetheless, they had a great game today. Nice win. But that was the biggest thing that hit me in the face was those specific comments by Holly Rowe. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.